Hey y'all, what is going on? It's me, Delores, the pastor's daughter. Y'all, it's been a little minute, okay? Like, I know it's been a minute, but I have been working so hard behind the scenes. You guys will, I promise you, you're going to forgive me, okay? When you know what I have been doing, okay? So let me give you guys a few minutes just to join the stream. I am not going to be before you long, okay? Just like every preacher says, I will not be before you long, darling. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what to expect this coming month and the months to follow. So I am beginning a bookcast, which is a book podcast. Okay, hence bookcast, bookcast, book podcast. Y'all feel how that's kind of going? So it's gonna be a bookcast, a podcast about my book, centered around my book, which is the pastor's daughter provoked. It's volume one of my memoir. Volume one of my memoir. We are going to be talking about this on Sunday. I'm going to drop 3 episodes on Sunday. Okay, Sunday the 3rd. Oh, you know what I'm saying? 3, 3, 2, 3. I'm about to drop 3 episodes. Is that divine? I'm thinking it's divine. It's divine. It's gotta be. I mean, because like the numbers add up. So Sunday we're gonna be back, right? And we are going to watch 3 episodes of the book cast. Okay. Then what we have is a complete schedule for every week, right? For the next 16 weeks. I said 15 before when I was on Facebook, but that's not right because we have a 0 week. But that's how they did me in the military. We had a 0 week in the military. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like that week didn't count because what is 0? You know what I'm saying? 0 doesn't count. So we're gonna start with 1, right? And we're gonna go to 16 weeks, right? There are 15 episodes in my book, right? And so there is a week for each episode. However, to begin the book, we're going to start with the introduction, the dedication, and the prologue on Sunday. Okay, so those are the 3 episodes that I'm dropping for you guys on Sunday. Okay, and what I want to do is I think we're going to do a watch it with me, where we're going to actually discuss what we hear and what we see in the episodes. These are audio visual recordings. Okay, so you guys will hear the actual audio of my father in our final call together, right? Because you guys know that I am the daughter of a narcissistic pastor. I wrote a book, a memoir, the volume one of my memoir series. I wrote this 2 years ago. So this is the 2 year anniversary, you guys. This month is the 2 year anniversary of book one. And I can't even, first of all, it doesn't even really feel like it's been 2 years, but at the same time, it feels like it's been like it's been a while, but it feels like it hasn't been that long. But either way, it's neither here nor there. We are going to talk about it on Sunday, beginning Sunday. Okay. So each week, what I have planned for you, and let me go ahead and pull it up so I can give you guys an accurate um rundown of what to expect from me for the next 16 weeks, you guys. Okay. So, like, you're going to have to stick with me. Okay. You're going to have to stick with me. This is a long haul type of thing. But I promise you, you will not be sorry that you stuck with this series, this bookcast series, because what we are going to uncover is the characteristics of a religious narcissist, right? The 14 spiritual abuse tactics. Now, remember, you guys, it was 13 spiritual abuse tactics before I joined, okay, before I became a part of this whole spiritual abuse scene. I added an additional tactic to the 14 spiritual abuse tactics that were already established, okay? Because through my experience, I realized that there is another tactic that religious narcissists use to take advantage of their victims, to exploit their victims, to um, basically to manipulate and to control them. And so I'm going to be uncovering that for you guys. And so what we have is on Sundays, okay? So I'm looking at my schedule right now. On Sundays, we have the exclusive bookcast, okay? Now, this is exclusive audio that you will not hear anywhere, okay? Nobody else in the arena of religious narcissism, and narcissism is actually doing this, where I have created a book centered around a conversation that really breaks down um the tactics of a religious narcissist, the character of a religious narcissist, and what exactly is happening to you while you are being spiritually abused, right? While you are experiencing this religious trauma, right? There are like a few different names for how people describe it. I say spiritual abuse. Some people say religious trauma, religious abuse. It's all the same thing, okay? It's all very, very insidious and hideous and just wrong, okay? So on Mondays, we are doing meditation Mondays, okay? So you guys will get a new meditation from me every single Monday for the next 16 weeks, okay? And these are discernment meditations. So I've created these meditations with the intent of really harnessing and honing your discernment skills, right? So this is going to really um kind of speak to your inner person, right? And kind of put you in that space to really be able to think on your highest level, right? To be able to analyze situations, to really quiet all of the noise and to be able to sift through the information that is given to you, okay? So this is perfect for a Monday because as we go through the other days, right? It's going to be essential that you start off on that note of, okay, we're in a good headspace in order to be able to tackle these things that we're dealing with, which is spiritual abuse, religious narcissism, and how we are to break free from those things and really kind of reclaim our voice, our identity, and our self-worth, okay? So that's what the whole point is. Now on Tuesdays, we're going to be getting into we're going to be having discussions, right? We may start off I have here that we're going to start off with the religious narcissist decoded, but we're not going to start there. I want to start off by um really talking about the plight of a daughter, okay? So my message directly speaks to daughters um who are in a toxic familial dynamic, right? With their parents, with their siblings, and that type of thing, right? So it's the plight of a daughter, the expectations of a daughter, the archetypes of daughters, right? We're going to dig really deep into this whole thing about daughters, right? We are such divine individuals as daughters. We have a divine calling on our lives. And I think that what does us a real injustice is the fact that we don't know that, right? We don't know the power that we hold as daughters. And so we're going to dig deep into that. And that's on Tuesdays, okay? On Wednesdays, we're going to be having Kingdom Court. Now, I mentioned to you guys before about Kingdom Court, and this is an idea that God gave me based on the letters to the Corinthians. And it's found in Corinthians. Now we're going to dig deep into that on Wednesdays, and that is called Kingdom Court. Now, Kingdom Court is a court system for believers. It is where believers receive redemption, vindication, and justice. Now, I know that this is a totally weird concept, right? It's really not weird because it's totally in the Bible, but it's weird in terms of I've never heard anybody say this. It's kind of bold, and I'm really stepping out there boldly in my, divine calling as a discerner and really bringing Kingdom Court to life. Now, I don't feel like this is a mandate just for me. I feel like this is a community-wide thing for all believers. And so I want everybody to participate in this. Um, and so what we'll be doing on Wednesdays is developing the entire concept around Kingdom Court, right? So I've done a lot of work on the back end, and now it's time for me to bring this information to you guys, right? So that you can add your input, right? Because if this is a core system for believers, then it needs to be something that really handles the issues that believers have as far as injustices, as far as being vindicated and being redeemed, right? And right now, we just have like a total cancel culture. Either we cancel people, or we just plain don't even deal with the issues that we are seeing put before us in church and outside of the church. And so this is a court system that really handles spiritual crimes, right? And so we're going to hash all of that out. What are spiritual crimes? What types of cases do we hear in kingdom court? Who is able to even present their cases to kingdom court? And then what does that mean for you? What do you need to do in order to make kingdom court happen? Um, w- you know, all of those things. We're going to hash all of that out on Wednesdays. Okay. So that's our Wednesdays. Now on Thursdays, that's our discernment days, right? Discernment 101. We are going to get the basics of what discernment is. Discernment is my gifting. That is the gift that God gave me, but that is a gift that God gave everybody. Okay. Like I am not unique in that way. I feel like my gift of discernment is a lot more keen than a lot of people's, which makes me believe that I have the gift, as in um that this is a calling and a purpose that has been put on my life, right? But everybody has it, right? But not everybody's using it. Not everybody knows how to. Not everybody has activated this gift of discernment. And so we're going to get into all of that. What is it? How do you activate? How do you use it? How do you use it in your everyday life? How do you use it to make decisions? How do you use it in order to just determine who you are as an individual and your calling and your purpose and what you believe in and all of that stuff, right? All of that is centered in discernment. And so we are going to hash that out. Now that's going to be on our Thursdays, y'all. Thursdays are going to be lit. Do you hear me? Because that's discernment Thursdays. Okay. That's all I got to say about discernment Thursdays. Okay. Now on Fridays, that's our freestyle Fridays. Now, freestyle Fridays is I want that to be open, right? I want you guys to be able to have some one-on-one time with me. So I plan to make myself available to you either in our private Facebook group, which I'm streaming in our private Facebook group right now. Um but we can do something that is more exclusive where it's kind of one-on-one time between daughters in our Facebook group, which is the Kingdom Code on Facebook. Okay. If you are a daughter, please go and request to join that group. It's gonna be lit in there. Okay, I've been building that group, but we're gonna get really active, and so that's our Freestyle Fridays. I'll also be doing consultations on Freestyle Fridays. Um, for people who need some one-on-one time with me outside of the group. That will be a paid feature. And so we'll talk about that as time progresses. Okay. And then our Saturdays, that's going to be our self-care day. Okay. So we'll be featuring Aviv Spa Dead Sea products on Fridays. Okay, you guys. So you can do facials with me. We can do makeovers. We can do the whole thing and just have us some real good girl time. We talk, just kind of kick it. In fact, I would love to just show up in my pajamas, you know what I'm saying? Naked faced it with my hair tied back. Okay, child. So we could just come as we are, do our facials together, have girl talk and just really just kind of kick it. And so that is what I have scheduled for the next 16 weeks on the Kingdom Code. Okay, you guys. Um, what you will find on the Kingdom Code is a bunch of different podcast series. Okay. What I've decided to do is just break up all of the areas in which I have expertise in, right? You guys know that I am a nationally certified counselor. I am not acting as a counselor right now. I do not work as a counselor right now, but I do have that background and I do bring that level of expertise and knowledge into what I do. Okay. So there is a definite benefit for you there. I also have a master's degree in public administration and business. I am a retired captain, retired from the military, from the Army. So I have a lot of knowledge and expertise outside of what you guys have seen so far. So, I'm not someone who's coming to you who doesn't know what I'm talking about, doesn't know what I'm doing, has not done the work or has not gotten the education. I've done it all, you guys, okay? And a lot of you have seen the work that I have done. So you know that I will never ask you to do anything that I have not done myself or that I'm not willing to do. And I also bring to you the expertise that I have been able to use in my own life to break free, to reclaim my own voice, my identity, and my self-worth. And I want to teach you guys to do the same thing. But what we need to do is start from the very basics, okay? Because we haven't even gotten the basics of things, right? A lot of what I learned as far as discernment, I didn't even know I had a gift of discernment until I left my father's church, until I got out from under his toxic leadership. And I like to think, in fact, I know that that is the case with a lot of us, right? A lot of us are under toxic leadership and we just don't even know what our purpose is, what our calling is, or who we are as daughters. Um, and so we're going to be talking about all of that, you guys. So I'm directly speaking to the daughters out there, the daughters who have had toxic relationships with their parents, with their siblings, or non-existent relationships, relationships where the dynamics were skewed, where it may have been a bit perverse, right? So I work with women who have been sexually abused by their fathers, who have been abandoned by their mothers, abused by their parents, abandoned. Never even had their parents in their lives. And so I directly speak to those women. So if you are someone who is, just trying to break free from all that toxicity that you grew up with, who is trying to break generational curses, who is just trying to live her best life and walk in her purpose and her calling and, honey, like thrive, child. Okay. Then you need to be over here with your girl, okay? You need to be over here with Dolores the pastor's daughter. You need to be on the kingdom code, okay, honey? And we need to be empowering and enriching each other as daughters. And so that's what I'm here for, okay? So starting Sunday, you guys, starting Sunday, March the 3rd, we are in the two-year anniversary, 2-year anniversary of book one. And y'all, it took this whole 2 years for me to get it together, okay? Like, it took all this time for me to get it together. You guys have seen me looking a hot mess, looking trifling, being trifling, okay? Being a whole hot mess. And child, I am ready to emerge as the butterfly, honey, who has coming out, who have broken out of the cocoon, child. And I'm ready to fly free. And I know that there are other daughters out there who can relate. And if that is you, child, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, child. Make sure you got all the notifications on. I got 3 channels on YouTube, 3 pages on Facebook. You get alerts from me on Twitter. You get alerts from me on, what else am I on, child? Child, what am I on, honey? Okay, listen. What is your girl on? What else am I on? Okay, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. Okay, so y'all ain't got no excuse. I need y'all here. I really need y'all here on Sunday. What time we gonna meet up, y'all? Child, what time we gonna meet? What we think about 2? What we thinking? 11? What are we doing? What y'all want? Afternoon? Do y'all want us to wait until y'all get out of church? If y'all go to church still, child, I don't go to church. Well, what y'all want to do? We could do later in the evening. We could do early in the evening. I could drop the episodes early and then we could link up, later. Let me do that. I'm going to drop the episodes early. That's what I'm going to do. Drop the episodes, right? And then we can link up later on. We can watch it together and we can discuss. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to discuss. Let's plan to meet. Let's plan for 2. And let's be flexible. Okay. Let's be flexible because I want you guys here. That's my whole point. Like, I'm flexible. I could be here like at any time. But I need to know when y'all gonna be here because listen, y'all, I don't want to do this by myself no more. Like, I got girls. Like, y'all, I know y'all not gonna leave me hanging. Okay, so like, when we need to meet up, y'all? When can we meet? On Sunday? Y'all know y'all don't be doing nothing on Sundays. So like, let me know. I'm gonna drop the episodes early. Let's say I'm gonna drop the episodes like at 10. Okay, let's do that. Let's drop the episodes like 10, 11, Then we can meet up. Let's meet up at like 2, 4, something like that. What y'all want to do? Y'all let me know. Get in the chat and let me know what y'all want to do. What time y'all want to meet up? Because I'm going to drop these episodes, right? I'm going to drop 3 episodes. I'm dropping a prologue, the introduction, and the dedication, right? What am I dropping Sunday, y'all? Child, let me look in this here book. All right. It's Friday and I'm ready to. Okay. So I'm dropping a look. I got to look in the book, y'all. I'm dropping a prologue and I'm dropping an introduction on Sunday. Okay. And then we're gonna get into some Q&A. I'm gonna answer questions about why I wrote the book, the whole point of the book, all of that, right? I'm gonna tell you guys all of that stuff. And then beginning the following Sunday, we're dropping episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Like we just going, y'all. 16 weeks, y'all. Okay. 16 weeks. Now, probably about halfway through, I'm going to go ahead and make the entire audiobook available to you guys on one of the public platforms, Audible, Spotify, something. Okay. It's already available on my own app, right? You guys, we have our own app. Okay. Now the audiobook is already available. It's been available for a year now. But I've been reworking it because I want to add in the visuals, okay? Because I have a lot of visuals for you guys. I have footage from the church. I've got sermon video, sermon audio. I've got like a bunch of pictures and all of that stuff. So I want to really um immerse you guys in the story, okay? Like I really want you to feel like you're a part of it, like you're totally there with me, while all of this is happening. Like this is your fly on the wall moment, except I want you to be involved, right? So I want you guys to like tell me what you hear, what you see. Like we're talking about the tactics, like spiritual abuse tactics. We're talking about narcissistic abuse tactics, all the love bombing, the gaslighting, the future faking, the threats and the veiled threats and the deflections. And we're talking about all of that stuff, you guys. Okay. Like I realized that when I started healing from the trauma, my childhood trauma, the spiritual abuse and all of that stuff, right? I realized when I came out with my story and all of that, that a lot of people just did not know that they were being abused. Like a lot of people don't know they're being abused, y'all. Like it, and you would think, well, how come you don't know that you're being abused? But when you don't have some type of like a basis or any other real knowledge about stuff, like you think that that's normal, like you think that that's the way it's supposed to be. And even when things don't feel right in your spirit, you just explain it away like, okay, maybe my spirit isn't right, or, maybe I'm feeling the wrong thing. I've got to be wrong. I'm just not the Christian I need to be. I'm not the whatever I need to be, because I'm obviously wrong about how I feel, right? Because this has to be normal. It has to be right. Otherwise, why is it happening to me? You know? And I think a lot of people come from that space of this can't possibly be happening. I have to be wrong. And then not only that, but why would somebody I love or claims to love me do this to me? Right. And then not only that, but if you are not a person who comes from a space of manipulation and control and aggression and abusiveness and anger and stuff like that, your mind doesn't even really process it like that person who actually engages in that behavior, because you don't believe that way, you don't think that way, you don't move that way. You think, how could anybody? I don't like, so why would they? So it leaves you with this confusion in your mind as to what you're experiencing, and if you're the one who's in the wrong and that other person who's abusing you has to be in the right, especially if that person is a pastor, right? Like especially if that person is your parent, then it's like I have to be the one in the wrong here. And so I think that that happens in a lot of situations. I've spoken to women who have been sexually abused by their fathers, and they didn't know that that was wrong. They knew it didn't feel right. They knew their body was like, it just wasn't right, right? But they didn't know that it was wrong. And sometimes people have to be taught, like, you are not supposed to be treated like this. This is not the way God created you to be treated. This is not what God wants for you, and and the type of abuse that spiritual abuse is and religious trauma, you um you don't really know what's happening to you. You don't really know how to identify it, how to define it, how to how to really like call it out, um and so, that's all the stuff that we're going to be getting into. But you can imagine, with such complexity that religious abuse and spiritual abuse and religious trauma is, you can imagine um how messed up a person must be in their mind, right? I think that I presented to be someone who really had it all together, which I know probably threw a lot of y'all off as to like, is her story really real? Because I would have never expected this. Um, and so I did a really good job at like, hiding things. But I can't say that that was the same case for my siblings. Like I have four brothers, y'all. I'm one of the ones that my father considered to be normal. So which means, right, that he has children that he deems to be abnormal, okay? And why are they abnormal? Because they were abused. So, um but all of that is going to come out as we go through this 16 weeks. You guys will know more than you probably ever wanted to know about my life and about growing up with a narcissistic father and pastor. Um, and I have to say, you guys, it's definitely something that you want to hear. And what is going to happen is that as I share my story through the 16 weeks, a lot of you are going to feel empowered, emboldened, and supported, right? And you're going to feel like you can come on here and you could tell your story, and you totally can, okay? Um and that's what I want this platform to become, a place where you are safe as daughters to share. And I'm going to do everything in my power the um as the platform, um the platform holder, to make sure that you all are safe, that you have a safe space to share. And even if that means that we need to go off of these public platforms to share, I've already created a safe space, which is my own app, including private groups where we can share, in anticipation for you all, you know, realizing the same thing that I realized, is that you got to call a thing in order to heal a thing. Okay. You gotta say what it is. You gotta express it. You gotta share it. And you may not share it the way I did, right? On this whole public platform, writing a book, whole memoir series, and all of that stuff. You may not do it my way, but maybe your way is just coming on here and talking to me, right? And I want you to be free to do that. And so, as we start this 16 weeks, I want you guys to really um, become a part of this community of daughters. The Kingdom Code is a community of daughters everywhere. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your orientation, your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter your religious beliefs. It doesn't matter, whether you were abused coming up or whether you weren't, whether you had your parents or whether you didn't, whether they were great or whether they were terrible. This is a space for all daughters. And if you resonate with this message, then this is definitely a home for you. This is a safe space for you. And I want you here, and you are welcome here. And I pray to God, right, that you feel that, and that that you are welcome here, and that you are safe here. Okay. So I'm gonna let you go. I wasn't planning on being on here this long, but like I said, I'll be back Sunday. We're going to drop some episodes Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon I'll send out an alert and let you guys know when I'm going to be coming on, so that you can be here too. Okay. I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all those things, you guys. Okay. And make sure that you hit the notification so that you know as soon as those episodes drop. I want you guys to watch it. Okay. And then, like, provide your input. whatever input you have is going to enrich this entire community. And one more thing, okay, one more thing before I go. Whatever value you add could be in my next book, okay? Because I am writing these books in real time as things are happening. There will be a book called The Pastor's Daughter, Provoke the Aftermath, okay? This is what has happened since I exposed my father. And that's a whole thing that you guys need to know about, because a lot of you have been thinking about exposing your abuser, and you need to know what you are in for. Okay, there's a lot of things that you guys saw that I had to deal with, and a lot of things that you didn't see that I had to deal with, and I want you guys to know what those things are in case you are embarking on that place in your healing journey where you are debating whether you want to expose, whether you want to confront your abuser. And Provoke the Aftermath is going to be a book that is just about that. And it's possible that through your input, through your guidance, and that you will be included in a book, right? In one of my books. So I want you guys to be prepared, like be prepared to really add value to this community, a community of daughters. And I believe that every last one of you have value to add. And I want to hear what you have to say. I want you to be a part of what we are doing here at the Kingdom Code. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go now. Okay. I love you guys. And remember, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I love you guys. Bye bye for now.